Sir, many believe that the Turkish expectations from the United States are not met about Syria, about Syrian conflict. So why do you think that the United States were not very aggressive on Syrian conflict? Because of the elections, or there are some other reasons?
Well, I mean, you have to consider a number of things. President Obama came to power, inherited terrible situation here.
Mm-hmm.
2 wars in Iraq and in Afghanistan raging at the cost of hundreds of billions of dollars. The economy on the verge of collapse in the United States. The highest unemployment going back to decades. And so this is significant, major preoccupation of the President of the United States, who just came in to assume. And only 2 years later, of course, the Syrian revolution started. So so you have hesitance. He hesitated and continued. The American public doesn't have the stomach to start another war or another military campaign, especially in the Middle East. That's one thing. The second thing is Syria itself. Syria, unlike Libya, unlike Egypt. See, Egypt is very homogeneous. You have 90% Sunnis, maybe 10% Christians. But it has a continuity, 4,000 years of continuity. There are no tribes, it's not divided. It's one thing. Libya is different. Libya has oil, interference close to Europe, so it was more natural to do. But in Syria, it's surrounded by different countries. It is almost a state of war, for all intents and purposes, with Israel. It is very close to Iran, and Iran enjoys tremendous influence there. It has a relationship with Hezbollah in Lebanon. And now it's in conflict with Turkey as well. So whatever happens in Syria is going to have serious repercussion, not only on Turkey, but is on Israel, Iraq, Iran, and certainly Lebanon. That complicates matters. So no matter, you cannot sit down and say, well, this is the policy we want to approach, without considering the repercussions on other countries, specifically 2 allies, Turkey and Israel, that's close allies of the United States. But having said that, I always maintain that the United States has fallen short of doing what is right. That is, when we speak about military intervention, we are not talking about sending tens of thousands of American troops to Syria. Military intervention can take different kind of forms. For example, no-fly zone. I think it's very necessary. It's not too late. It should be imposed as soon as possible to give the rebels and the Free Syrian Army an opportunity to regroup in Syrian territory, specifically areas, say, from Aleppo to the Turkish border. This area should be covered with no-fly zone, and that will provide places for the refugees to go, so there will be displaced rather than refugees. So this is matters. So the United States...
Do you think that it can happen after the elections?
More likely. More likely it will happen after the election. But Turkey here plays a significant role. Without Turkey, it's impossible to impose a no-fly zone. But now that Turkey is asking for it and saying they're prepared to do it if the NATO goes along and the United States goes along with it, that is already another change in the attitude. Because, as I said before, initially they said we don't have the legal legitimacy to intervene. But now they also realize everybody is intervening. Iran is intervening by sending weapons and men and advisors. Russia is intervening by sending, again, weapons on a regular basis. Saudi Arabia and Qatar are intervening, sending money and some weapons. And the United States is intervening by sending communication gears and some indirectly weapons and some money. So everyone is interfering, but they're talking no interference, which is cynical at best.